Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome to this month's chapter review in Boruto chapter 60. Yet again, this is another slow-paced chapter like chapter 58, but at the same time, doesn't mean it was pointless. There are actually key points I want to get into for this chapter that literally sets up the future battle to come. Just like how with chapter 58, if you briefly read through it, yeah, it seemed pointless, but the hidden message for that chapter literally was Kishimoto referencing the battle in the time skip. I made a whole video about it if you guys want to check it out. For this chapter review, we are going to be talking about the new cyborg Amado is making. His code going for all 5 villages, Eida and Daemon being way stronger than we thought, our code's markings unbreakable, and with the demonstration he showed where he pulled Bug out of them, is that maybe how they catch Amado. Some pretty interesting topics, and I think I want to start off with Eida and Daemon. So you mean to tell me after the 3 videos I made where this new Kara is somewhat involved in, me basically gassing them up on how strong they are, you mean to tell me they're stronger? This is the one thing I just don't understand about this new Kara, and it may just be because Kishimoto wants to give Konoha a chance of some sorts to where not everyone gets demolished. But seriously, if not then, what is stopping them from jumping into Konoha and getting done what needs to be done now? Eida not telling Code of their extra abilities is probably because she can't fully trust him at the moment. I mean, after all, his goal of being an Atsuki does involve world destruction. Just because they are working together now doesn't mean they will later on. And if Code gets those limiters off, it could prove a problem to Eida and Daemon in the future. But back to Konoha, seriously, what is stopping them? Daemon on his own is strong enough to rush in there and cause havoc. These cyborgs are insane. I honestly think it's because of the simple fact that Konoha would get completely washed up. There wouldn't be a fight, it'd be one-sided completely, especially with these hidden abilities. Which brings me now to talk about this mysterious cyborg and why I think it could be the strongest cyborg to date. Now that we've gone over the power difference between Kara and Konoha, I think everyone agrees that whoever this mysterious cyborg is needs to be completely overpowered in order for Konoha to stand a chance. If Amado is the smart man we know, it's gotta be one that completely overpowers or counters Team Kara's abilities. A cyborg that, not only surpasses Jigen, but should be on the same level as Ishiki. Now giving control to it being like that to Amado may be fishy, but I'm just speaking on what needs to be done. Like Sai said, they have people monitoring Naruto and Sasuke, the 2 past demigods of the shinobi world. Those 2 now have to be monitored in case Code randomly shows up. This is the situation we're in, meaning it is no joke. And yes, again, it might be fishy to give Amado control over something that not even should be way stronger than each of the Kara cyborgs in order for them to win, but the fact is, they need this kind of power. Like Code said, he doesn't know if he'll win against Naruto and Sasuke together as of his current state, but thankfully for him, he's not alone. He has 2 broken-ass cyborgs to help him. And for my opinion on this new cyborg helping Konoha in their future fight, I kinda like it. I really do. Cyborgs being implemented into the story these past few chapters as the antagonists have been, I mean, cool, but a cyborg which really should be the strongest one, joining the good side in order to help out the playing field, something about me likes that. It reminds me of Black Clover, and spoilers, when the first Wizard King was brought back to help in the fight where it seemed like the good side was getting kind of overpowered. That was really cool to me, and if done right, I think this could be a likable character, again depending on how it's done. Next up, let's talk about Code placing the markings on all 5 nations. I mean, we know he has no targets besides the ones in Konoha, so why jump around from village to village? I'm gonna be real, I can't put my nose on this one. I tried thinking of many possibilities, but like I said, Code doesn't have an issue with the current shinobi system. He isn't trying to do what Pain or Madara or Sasuke are trying to do. He's not a revolutionist, he aims to be a conqueror. So why plant these markings across all 5 nations? And to that, I think it'll make more sense when the anime catches up to that moment. The anime does a good job of filling out some of the plot holes, so the answer to this question may make more sense when we get to that point. And lastly, are Code's markings unbreakable? I think I may have talked about this months ago when we first learned of his abilities, but when it comes to techniques like the Amaterasu that's supposed to burn all things and won't stop until it's done, will that have any effect on his abilities? And could we be completely misdirected thinking that Code will take Amado on in Konoha when in reality he could very well just kidnap him over to his base, get the limiter off, and attack Konoha then? That could very well happen. We still don't know how exactly the settings of the future battle will take place, but we can definitely predict that it is happening soon. And yeah, that's probably gonna do for today. Overall, I think this was an okay chapter. I will say though, the whole kawaki sequence at the end was kind of pointless. I guess it was there to improve or for some reason establish yet again Naruto and Kawaki's relationship. I thought we were kind of over the whole I'm sorry I'm a nuisance thing after Ishiki was killed off, because I mean part of that whole arc's purpose was to open a gateway for Kawaki to move on. I expected by now in the manga Kawaki slowly try to move on instead of bringing up the exact same thoughts he had when he first entered the village, especially since Code isn't even directly targeting Kawaki. If anything, he's the only one that's allowed to live. The one who should could be thinking like that is Boruto. The last few pages kind of felt like we were being told already what we knew. And normally I'd have no problem with this if it was in the anime. Retelling something doesn't always have to necessarily be bad, but in this case, I just don't really think that's what was needed in a manga chapter, when it was again already put out before a few times. But besides that, everyone, this is the end of the chapter review. If you enjoyed, I'd very much appreciate a like, and be sure to let me know what you thought of Boruto chapter 60 in the comments down below. Thanks again, and I'll catch you on the next one.